guys, welcome back to Lemphalation. This is Jovita here, and today's video is going to be me and my best friend Neha answering a few of your questions. We have been getting a few questions related to the admission process, the engineering department, placements, scholarships and all of that. So if you'd like to get to know more information, then please keep watching. So here's my best friend Neha.
Hi, my name is Neha Bable and I've studied a bachelor's in electrical engineering in India, and I have completed my master's in renewable and sustainable energy engineering from Monash. I started in 2018 Feb intake, and I was done by December 2019.
So like Neha just introduced herself, it would have helped you guys in getting an idea of what her background was before she came to Melbourne, and also the course that she studied when she was here. So we are just going to go through a few questions that I have received on some of my videos, and then we're just going to discuss it further. So one question that I have here is, are there many Indians in Monash Clayton campus? Because I don't want to be alone.
Yeah, there are quite a lot of Indians, especially if you're going to get enrolled in engineering course. There are too many Indians. Literally, like if you're going to enter a master's of engineering class, whichever trade, doesn't matter, they are going to be like 60% students from
India.
I think India,
Yeah.
India and Pakistan, Sri Lanka, whatever, but a lot
Asian
of Indians
countries.
study in Monash.
So for me, as I did my masters in teaching, there were not many Indians in my course. So majority of the population were Australians, and there were a few Indians in my course, so maybe a handful of Indians. The next question is, please will you tell me on what basis does Monash Uni or any other Australian university give scholarships? Do we need to attempt any exams, or do we get a scholarship based on our high school marks?
Basically, there are quite a lot of scholarships that Monash does give, but there is one which is given to every international student that enrolls, provided I think you need to fit in the minimum criteria, which is not too bad. It's just like it's just the minimum criteria of applying for a course in Monash. If you fulfill that much, you are eligible to get that scholarship. So all of international students do get that scholarship, which is $12,500. That was when I enrolled. Out of the total fees, they will waive off $12,500.
So for me, I didn't really apply for any scholarships because like Neha mentioned, there are basic criterias to enter in and to be eligible to apply for a scholarship. So you need to have, I guess, a standard stable mark in your maybe in your bachelor's degree or in your high school studies. You need to have a good ranking, so that would give you like a better chance to apply for a scholarship. Like she mentioned, there are various different international scholarships that Monash and other universities in Australia that they apply, that they provide. So you can choose which one you fit into, and then you can apply for the same. Here I'd also like to ask you, what was your personal experience applying for a scholarship, and was it like a very tedious process? Did you have to go through a lot of like processes where you filled forms, gave them documents, get it approved? Like what was the process like?
Not really. Like all you have to do is just submit the application form, and obviously you need to make sure that you have the required IELTS or TOEFL score, because they have that English language criteria. So once you have that, and once you have all your documents ready, for example, you need your 10th mark sheet, your 12th mark sheet, and all your like degree certificates, and basically all your mark sheets have to be there. That's all. And then you apply, and when you apply, if you're eligible for that scholarship, Monash will give you an offer letter stating that you are eligible for that international student scholarship that they give. That's like by default, they'll give it to you if you are fitting in that criteria. If you don't, then it may be a little lesser than the maximum 12,500 that they give. So it depends. They do give a little lesser as well. I have heard it from some students, but I'm not quite sure about that.
Yeah, and this was back in the year 2018 that she enrolled. So at that time they were giving this amount as a scholarship fee reduction, but now we don't know how much it has changed. So another question we have here is, many people have been asking me how easy is it to find a job in the university and also after you finish your course. Can you please make a vlog describing how did you find a job when you were at Monash, and a few tips for students who are going to study in Melbourne or in Monash basically.
Personally, like for me, when I came, that was in 2018. For the first 4 to 5 months, it was definitely a struggle to find a job because I didn't know many people and there was no networking. So I kept looking online, like on Gumtree and Seek and
Indeed.
Yeah, whichever, just whatever job sites are there, you just have to keep applying. And I was just basically applying for part-time roles. I wasn't looking for really anything at the university or something like that. You can go to the Monash Student Association, talk to them, see if they have any opportunities. There are quite a lot of online portals of Monash also where you can find jobs, so you can directly just go online on Monash's website to find jobs. They have a separate like careers page where you can go, and you never know. I mean, you can just keep applying, make sure your CV is good as per the Australian standards. They have a specific way your CV should be, and the cover letter should be in a specific way. Once you have all that ready, which may take 2 or 3 months, I would say, I don't know, depends upon people. Once that's ready, all you have to do is just keep applying, just be consistent. And I just started as a part-time role as a front house wait staff, and I mean, all we could do is just like 40 hours bi-weekly, and it used to be enough to like pay off the rent and bills and whatnot. Sometimes if you don't get that many shifts, depends. It's all about your networking. You know, you need to keep talking to whoever friends you're making, keep asking them, you know, are you working somewhere? Try and see if you could get in touch with any senior students who have had like more than 1 year of, you know, experience of being in Australia and working, so that they can, you know, try and see if they have any opportunities where they are working. So it's all about your networking plus the consistency of keeping on applying, and definitely it's going to be a part-time job because you're not allowed to work that much. So that is the story of the part-time.
So the next question we have here is someone who's asking me about Monash University again, and he's planning to join Monash for an engineering degree. There's no specific question as such, but basically he's coming for an engineering degree, so maybe just wants a background of how things are in the engineering department and just your experience as a whole.
Engineering as a department at Monash is quite good. They have really good staff, I would say. Not every teacher you're going to have is going to be the best, but they have like fairly good staff. Their labs are really good. Obviously, like, depends, the practical exposure that you're going to get is going to be quite different than what you do back home. So you have to buck up a little bit, like practical wise, but everything else is almost going to be the same. Like study load wise, Monash, you got to expect that it's going to be quite a lot. You need to do like 4 units every semester, and you're going to have a lot of assignments, a lot of reports, lab submissions separately, and end of the semester you're going to have a written exam. So most of the subjects for engineering are like 50% in semester assessment and 50% end semester assessment, but not all units are like that. So you need to be very smart when you're enrolling in your units. You need to know how you're going to be able to take the load, like which units you can do at what times, because Monash gives you the choice of selecting your units. So which over the 2 years, what units you're going to take, it's going to depend completely on you. There are some units which are like core units for your specific field. For example, if you're into electrical, you're going to have like 4 major core units which you have to do compulsory. Then there'll be technical units. For example, there's a choice of like 20 technical units, out of which you may have to do like 6 or 7 or 8. And then there'll be like other units as well, which you can take, like management related or career related or whatever. So those ones are like the easy ones. So depends upon how you want to go about it, which unit you're going to take in which semester. It's going to depend upon you. Library wise, Monash has a really, like, it's so cool, like it's very good, their library. So you can make the most, just take the most advantage of if you're a person who goes to the library and studies and whatnot. If not, then it's totally up to you.
Someone else has asked, can we change our units after submission? I'm a bit confused.
Oh yeah, so basically I would mention 2 things over here. So firstly, after enrolling into a unit, if you want to change the unit, you can, but it is just up to a specific time period, and it is all mentioned on the timetables and online, so you don't have to worry as to how you're going to know this. Monash has a separate, like a literally like a app that you use in your phone, so you know that okay, this is going to be my timetable, these are the units I've enrolled in, this is the professor, this is the classroom I have to go to, these are the submissions I've done, these are the submissions that are upcoming, and whatnot. All information is going to be on Moodle. That's the name of the app. So in case you want to change any units, you can do it online. You don't have to go and ask anyone, do anything at all. It's all online. You just have to tell them that I'm going to drop out this unit and this is the one that I'm going to do, and you're within like whatever 2 or 4 business days they will change, and then they'll enroll you into another unit, and the new unit will come up on your Moodle, so you'll know that it is done. You'll get a confirmation email and things. So it's not very difficult, but you need to make sure that you do it within that specific time frame. Once half of the semester is done, you can't, something like that. It is like maximum you can go is like 6 weeks or 7 weeks. I'm not too sure, but it will be mentioned.
It will be mentioned on the unit guide or online.
It will be mentioned online. And the second thing is, if you have completed some of the units from the technical units, not the core ones, you can get exemption for the units. So you just need to tell that you need to show them all your syllabus from your university. So I studied at Pune University, so I had to get them the syllabus of that academic year that I was doing that course. How much did I score, what I studied, so all of that documents, supporting documents, and then you can say that this is like credit for prior learning. So I was exempted from that particular unit. So basically they do not add that unit in the total marks that you get. You just are waived off that. You don't have to pay for that unit, you do not have to do that unit at Monash, and you get the 6 points of credit for that unit as well. So that is also one option in case you all have completed a specific unit.
If you don't get a scholarship, is it worth studying in Monash University and paying a good amount of money?
I can't compare Monash with other universities because I don't know what happens in other universities. I haven't really gone that much into deep of what's the difference and whatnot. But like for me, it was very important to study in a good university. That's what was in my head when I was applying. So I was like, no, it has to be like top 8 or group of 8 in Australia, because in Australia they have this group of 8 universities which are the top universities, and they do have like a good ranking worldwide also. So I made sure that I went online and I checked on a lot of like different years what was the rating of Monash just for engineering and just for what course I'm doing, which is renewable and sustainable. And then I was like, okay, no, this is quite good. No, ANU is also okay. But then ANU was like, okay, it's Canberra. So I was like, oh, I don't want to go to Canberra. So a lot of factors are going to be taken into consideration, obviously, when you decide on which university to go to. But worth it wise, yeah, Monash is expensive, but it is a good university to study from.
So since you're applying for a master's degree and the fees is really expensive, so you're putting in that much of hard work and money into it, you might as well go to a good university that has a good ranking. So I did check up if the course that I was doing was ranked in the worldwide spectrum as well, and Monash did rank really well for the course that I did. Obviously you can go choose a different university, but it's all up to you what kind of university you want to go to. Obviously there are differences in the way the uni is structured and the curriculum and their syllabus and all of that, and the fees as well, which plays a very important role. So it depends on how much you can afford and what your priority is.
A lot of students do go to like regional universities because these days Australian government gives like 5 or whatever points because you studied at a regional university.
Yeah.
Whether it's a good university or not, I don't know.
We don't
but
know. Yeah.
You get extra points just because you have studied at a university which is in a regional location.
Yeah.
So you can consider that as an option if you're like very desperately wanting to get a PR after your completion, which maximum people do want. So you can look at that aspect as well while choosing your university.
So someone's asking about placements at Monash University, the job opportunities once you finish your placements.
So basically with placements, like you gotta be a little bit smart. You need to know what Monash has to offer. Now from my course, they had to offer like a unit which is work integrated learning / it had another one which I don't even remember now what the name is because I never looked at that. Like my only focus was to get into work integrated learning. Which means Monash will look out for an industry for you to go and do an internship, and then based upon your internship you'll be having like 3 or 4 assessments throughout the semester. So you have to submit what project they gave you and everything about that project, and they have like a whole rubric that you need to follow to come up with your assignments and complete them. But to get into work integrated learning, you need to make sure that you have a specific WAM. It will be mentioned how much your WAM has to be. Then you have to give an online interview and you have to record it. Basically it's not going to be like a face-to-face online interview. They'll have questions coming up and you just need to look at the camera, just a basic interview. After the interview you need to submit all your documents, and there'll be like another 1 or 2 levels of questions that they have, like a questionnaire, and you follow all that, give it to the just submit it online. And the will team at Monash, they are quite good. Frankly speaking, they are very good. They make sure that they put in a lot of efforts to get you to a place which you're looking for. So whatever you're putting in the cover letter, they try to see that, okay, let's see if the industry is matching this candidate's interest. So once you go to the interview, I gave like 2 interviews. The first one did not actually match that much, and then I spoke to the will team and I said that I'm looking for something like this, and they said yeah, we are looking for it and whatnot. So later on, the next one was the one which I actually was quite interested to work in, and they gave me an opportunity over there. They liked whatever, the interview went good, and I started working there. I started doing my internship there. It went on for like, they have like 80 hours to 120 hours that you need to complete in work integrated learning, and then depends upon how proactive you are and what sort of skill sets you have, and if you have any prior experience, that's going to help obviously. Confidence is also important when you're working. You need to be very proactive in Australia if you're doing anything. If you're just going to be sitting there in the interview, in the internship doing nothing, it's not going to work. After the internship, towards the end of it, they said that can you continue a little bit more with us? Maybe they just liked, or whatever, they may have liked my work, or they really had work to do as well. So it just was a good timing, as well as I did put in a lot of efforts when I was doing my internship, because I used to do my part-time job, I used to be studying, I used to be completing all my assignments and things, and plus I had to do this internship. So because I did not get like end of the semester, like during the break time, it was during my semester that I was doing this internship. So I continued with the internship. After that, they started asking me to come like 2 days a week. Then they said, okay, can you make it 3 days a week? So I actually quit my part-time job and started doing your part-time. So as soon as I completed my examination, they just said that, okay, can you just come every day? And I said, okay. So then it slowly just, that's how it became a full-time job for me. So like within like 4 months or something, I just signed the contract or whatever the papers for the full-time job. So Monash helped me a lot. Basically, it's just because of Monash that I got a job. I didn't even look for anything.
But just in the end, I want to ask you, as a whole, if you think about everything from the start of admission and application and everything to the end of finishing your placements and getting your job, what was your experience like? Your whole Monash and your studying and everything. Like, what was your experience? How did you find it?
Oh, it was quite, it is a whole experience of learning. In the beginning, it was going to be, for me, it was like a shock. Like, I did not know why there is no noise around me, why I can't hear people honking. That was very, like, everything. It's not just about the noise. It's going to be very different. The way the food tastes, the way the culture is, the way Australians greet each other, everything is going to be quite different. It will take at least, I would say, like for me, it took at least 1 year to completely like gel in this environment. Like it will take quite a lot of time. And also like there'll be units where you're going to go mad. You'll feel like, oh my god, I can't do this. But you just need to keep pushing yourself. You just need to be like positive about it. Sometimes you may feel that you don't have too many friends, there's no one around, you may miss your family and whatnot. Obviously there'll be quite a lot of things happening, but eventually it will become normal as you live and you start experiencing. You need to know like where you are supposed to go to get things, which is the best, how travel wise, everything. So initially you will feel that everything's too expensive, you'll be like doing all the conversions and things, but slowly life will become normal. Just give it some time. Do not think that it's going to be like overnight everything's going to change and you're going to come to a super cool place where everything's going to be the best. There'll be challenges, but it's not like rocket science and it's not like something very difficult to go through. It's going to be just fine. And everywhere what is important is to have work experience. But in Australia they will specifically say Australian industry work experience, and if you don't have that, try to get into some sort of internships. Any field that you're interested in, you have to keep applying for internships first. As soon as you get a little bit of experience, only then in that particular company or some other company you can actually be at a better position of getting a job.
All in all, it's like a fun experience because you get to learn, you get to go through different challenges, you get really stressed out, there's cultural shock, there's homesickness, there's everything. Like it's like a wholesome experience all put in together. So it will be good for those of you who are thinking of moving and coming to study. It's a good experience. It's a good university.
It is a very good university, I would say. Like when I think about it, I'm like, oh, it has a very cool campus.
It's a very good campus.
You'll get all your Indian food there.
Yes.
You'll get all different other like cuisines as well. Like food wise also it's the best. And obviously on campus other things are a bit expensive, but Monash has a lot of like fest and things as well. Like they'll have like these events happening in which you can participate, do a lot of networking, meet a lot of people, and they have a lot of like different like festival
and it's a very multicultural university, so you will find people from everywhere in the world. So it's a good opportunity to actually come out of your shell and interact with people from different cultures and different backgrounds. So it'll give you a lot of exposure to different kinds of opportunities. And yes, it has a very beautiful campus. If you want to know how the campus looks, we also made a campus tour video. I will link it somewhere in the description box or up here, so you can go have a look at that. And yeah, I hope you guys have an amazing experience. Good luck to all of you who are thinking of applying, and We hope that our answers helped you out in some way. If you do want to get more information about different courses, I'm happy to make videos with my friends from different courses. So now Neha has done her engineering and she's got the engineering background, but I could get some people who have studied in different fields. Let me know in the comment section below if you want to watch those kind of videos where people share their experiences, and we're very happy to make them for you. And that's it for today's video. I hope to see you guys in my next one. Until then, peace and love. Bye.